6, you'll be hearing from Tim Drisdom, Athletic Director at Intermountain Christian School and Worship Leader at the Point Church, Betty Sawyer, President of the NAACP Ogden Branch and founder of the Utah Black Roundtable, and Dr. Richard Ferguson, Medical Director at Steward Health Choice Utah. And Dr. Ferguson also serves on multiple subcommittees as part of Salt Lake County Mayor Jenny Wilson's Council for Diversity Affairs. Thank you all for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Dr. Ferguson, we're going to start with you. When I met you last week, when I first met you, you said something that really stood out to me. You said, to effect change, we don't need to start over. You said black and brown people with many advanced degrees have already written legislation to address these topics, and the legislation just needs the support of white allies for long-term change. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes, I can. So particularly what I was getting at is this is not a new issue for many of us, particularly those of us that have been at the hand of police brutality in the past or feeling the effects of generations of systemic racism. And the thing is, ever since, or even before civil rights era, there have been initiatives put forth, even legislation that has been pushed towards not only national level but also the federal level to try and get more equality with housing, education, and just creating more opportunities to level the playing field for people of color. And some of these organizations right now that I feel have already done a lot of the ground and base work, you can look them up, particularly PolicyLink. So it's a institute, think tank, Center for Social and Racial Policy Reform. The Philanthropic Racial Equality Initiative, that's an organization that has done a lot of the work where all you have to do is look at their website. They have already giving guidance on how you can get this policy to your local city council, county, or at the state level, and also trying to call and advocate for change with your particular congressman or local federal representatives.
All right, thank you, Dr. Ferguson, for that. The NAACP gathered at the Utah State Capitol to announce more change in regards to police reform. Now, the Salt Lake branch introduced legislation to address limiting the use of force, eliminating racial profiling, demilitarizing law enforcement, tracking and reporting data, as well as proper screening, educating, and training of all officers. Now, I want to bring you in for this, Betty Sawyer. How are these specific issues going to change the narrative and interactions between law enforcement and the community?
First of all, it's important that law enforcement understand what these issues are. It's not just understanding, because they have been on the agenda of not only the NAACP, the Urban League, many advocacy groups, and more recently the Black Lives Matter movement. And so in order to bring about work toward addressing those issues, you first have to identify the ones that are most pressing. And the NAACP has identified these as the most pressing, but along with that, Campaign Zero has added a few more, the 8 that can't wait. And those are issues that we can start, that don't cost a lot of money, and that even on a local level, police departments can start instituting those changes. I think having something on a state level is critical so that we can bring about some uniformity and guidance across all law enforcement agencies. And it's important that we begin somewhere. This is a starting point, but like many have said, it's not a one and done. So we have to have a starting point. There has to be a plan and strategy, and then there has to be accountability and transparency as we move this agenda forward.
All right, moving on to our next question here. Tim, earlier we talked about change and how it starts from within and from one person. Now, with you being involved heavily with Utah's youth, what conversations have you been having with them since the death of George Floyd, and as to how they can bring about the change and be the change?
Yeah, and thanks so much for having me as well, Brittany. I have the opportunity to serve at Intermountain Christian School as an athletic director, and so I work with many athletes, and our school's in Cottonwood Heights, good old Cottonwood Heights, Utah, and I have a chance to interface with a lot of kids, a lot of youth that don't look like me, that don't share the same experiences as I do. What I have learned, even being a child myself and dealing with some issues that maybe my parents had to deal with, what I've learned is that the youth are resilient. And the youth of today kind of have at their disposal, they have access to culture. You know, as our world has progressed and, you know, social media and all of these things, they have the access to get some of the information that in some situations, unfortunately, is kept from them. And so to encourage them to educate themselves, to watch movies, to those type of things that expose you to a different narrative, and then to speak truth to power in a respectful way, obviously. But that would be the thing that I feel like, you know, would drive them most, you know, to success for years to come.
All right, the conversation just getting started here with our second set of panelists, but still ahead, we shift the conversation to hope. With history often repeating itself, how can people hold out hope that things will change for the better? A message from the Drisdom family after the break.